Gentlemen, hello. Congratulations on this extraordinary film. I love the poetry and the beauty in this story, but also that the story for you, Russell, started in one line of a letter. How did you find that?
Well, it was actually found by the writer Andrew Anastasius, and it refers to the character that Jai plays, or actually the line came from Lieutenant Colonel Hughes, the character that Jai plays. It says, one old chap managed to get here from Australia, and he's writing from Gallipoli, as the head of the War Graves unit, and he's writing to C.W. Bean, who'd been to the battlefield and is the historian, the government historian for that era. And he said to one old chap managed to get here from Australia looking for his son's graves. We looked after him as best we could, and we put him on a boat to Brindisi. And the writer, Andrew Anastasius, then contacted his mate Andrew Knight, said, I found this line, let's see if we can find who this refers to. And it was like 2 years of fruitless research. They couldn't get any more detail other than that line. So they decided to reverse engineer a story that fitted that line.
What's interesting too is that we don't often see this part of our history being told sympathetically to the Turks. That was such an eye-opener that you realise how devastated they were through this process too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are, obviously, we recognise the sacrifice, and we, go to the dawn service every year, and I'm one of those guys. No matter where I am in the world, I'll recognise the dawn service, but I don't think I'd ever spent a minute thinking about things from a Turkish perspective until I read the script, and that was kind of inspiring on one hand, but fundamentally embarrassing at the same time.
Yeah, and the presumptions we have when we, as backpackers, go to Gallipoli and want to stage concerts and things. We're not, I think you're right. We need to. This film made me feel we need to be more sympathetic to their story. And Jai, 50-degree heat. I know you're only in South Australia, but it was. And lots of reasons would be hard to film in South Australia. But how tough was it?
I got pretty lucky. I when I got down to McLaren Vale, which is where we were doing
wine country, how lovely.
Wine country, yeah. Where we were doubling some of these sequences. I just missed the crazy heat wave that had come through, and I saw Yilmaz Erdogan, who plays Hassan in the film, the day I got there, and I said to him, I think they'd been there a couple of days, and I said, how long have you been down here, man? And he said, 1 year. And he was like, looked at me like, certainly wasn't paradise.
What is this place?
Yeah.
You have heat, storm, rain. Heat, storm, rain. Heat, storm, rain. When does it stop?
It never stops.
It never stops. Yeah, we got up 3 days in a row, and the person on the news in South Australia was going, and today, the hottest place on the planet is exactly where we were working.
Crazy.
And can you divine water, Russell? Did you?
No, I can't actually. I have had a go, but my dad can. So that's probably why I had a really, a very personal connection to it. And I was talking to him about it the other day, and he goes, I can't divine water. Why do you keep telling people that? I can't divine water.
So where'd you get this from?
But, mate, what about, the council in Waikowai in Auckland, like, what's that, 78? And he goes, I can find broken pipes.
Why this film to direct, Russell? What was it about this that spoke to you that said, I want to put up with all that hassle and be the director?
Funnily enough, it wasn't a hassle. It was an absolute joy and pleasure for me to a way larger degree than I assumed. But there was something about just the size of the story, about the heart of the story, how it, it's an Australian movie, but it's Australian because it's open about another perspective on something that, we only see in a certain way. So, because Joshua's the kind of Australian that I want to be. You know what I mean? There is something a little bit magical to him. There is something a little intuitive, spiritual, He doesn't necessarily agree with the institutions that are around him, his conversation with the parish priest, for example, but, he's open to people, he is emotionally available while at the same time being laconic and reticent, so it's that strange combination that is truly, to me, the best Australian.
I bought you a gift.
You did?
Yeah, I didn't think you would, I don't know if you would have got one of these.
Yeah, I have actually, mate.
Oh, you got one?
Oh, let's show it to the people at home.
I didn't think, I wasn't too sure. And I know, Jai, you're not
Oh,
on.
that was a bit British Paints then.
Yeah,
It was a little bit.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
not do
don't go
that.
there. That's been ruined for everybody.
you're not on the biscuit tin. I'm the
Yeah, I know.
Imagine all the people that use British Paints. Now they're looking every time
Now
they
they've
go
got to
home.
scrape
they
it
go,
off.
Oh God! They duck their head as they go through the doorway. No, this is a beautiful idea. One of the producers put this together, and the cool thing about this is I've got one of these at home. I reckon I'll be using it for the rest of my days.
Yeah.
Where'd you put your nuts in it? Your nuts and your bolts?
No, man, I'm Bicky's, mate. I'm big for the morning tea and the afternoon tea.
Right.
I drink Yorkshire tea from a Coronation cup.
Right.
I have a collection of Coronation cups. Yorkshire tea is an English brand from northern England, from Yorkshire. It's just very strong. A builder's tea, as the Poms would call it. So yeah, and I
the
like a
Coronation
Coronation cup.
cups?
Yes.
Right.
So that's any coronation of any English monarch. So you've got Elizabeth in 53. You've got the other bloke in 37. I
haven't had one for
I found
ages.
a King George V from 1902 in Atlanta, Georgia, of all places.
Well, I also
Because
have
Jai's thinking snap, exactly
He's
the
got the
same.
same
I'm
collection,
exactly
but
the
I
same.
do have this. I do have a very similar
Strange
collection,
coincidence.
and I've got one that was for the coronation of the prince who abdicated.
Yes.
And I thought, how
Yep.
good is this? And when the people from what's it called, the Antiques Roadshow came in, I said, this is going to be. I bought it in a car boot sale in Swansea, and they said no, they printed thousands of them. They're not valuable in any way.
Yeah.
All right.
So that was £1 I won't get back.
Right. Well, I was actually chuffed. I found a Queen Elizabeth one, brand new, pristine, also in Atlanta, because that's what I do on the weekends.
Where do you go?
I go
Where do you
hunting.
go
I
looking
go
for
hunting for
Coronation
Coronation
cups?
cups.
There's something
What a
about Russell
rager.
Crowe we didn't know. Well, the movie is great. I really enjoyed it. It's a great, and it's a great bit of perspective about the other side that we didn't really. Well, I wasn't aware of until I saw the movie. You have an idea, but I got a big kick out of the movie, so that's great. And I hope you enjoy the metal box. So.
There's
I'm
two
going to give
biscuits
this one
still in
back to
there.
you because I've got one, right?
Right.
And you really should find somebody who loves the concept of having this.
Okay, we have.
No,
to
I do.
now.
It's good for your nuts and bolts, though. And someone ate all the biscuits.
There's
Oh, yeah,
two
someone-
left.
Right, two
We'll take
left.
those.
What, one each?
Funny there were two people in this room who can have them. We'll take those.
Exactly.
Thanks, guys.
Russell,
Exactly.
Jai,
Cheers.
thank you.
Thank you,
Hey,
guys.
congratulations, by the way, on all your success.
Thank
Oh,
you. It's
wow,
been a
well,
big
thank
year
you.
for us.
Yeah.
We're divining ratings.
That's wonderful.
We've only just learnt to
Yeah.
do it.
What's the metal rod?
Yeah.